And joining us here today for our Eye on Terre Haute is Mayor Duke Bennett, and always thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem. Good to be here, Brittany.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things this morning that have been kind of hot topics or something that the community's been talking about. One would be Deming Park Pool. That was one that many people were afraid to see it go away, but thankfully, because of some donations and grants, we're able to keep it.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want it to go away either. So we all kind of knew that we were faced with some financial issues there because the pool's getting very, very old. And you've seen a lot of stories recently of other communities facing the same thing. They kind of built their pool around 1960 or so.
Yeah, Marshall, Robinson, Illinois.
They're all just kind of, they've run out of energy and you just can't keep putting money into it. In this particular case, we believe because of some of the expenses that we've had over the last few years, we needed to kind of do this last little chunk because we should be able to get another 4 or 5 years out of this pool, we believe, before we figure out what that next step is. And so really excited that some folks stepped up and helped us with donations. We've got some internal resources we're using and work is out there happening right now. It's really exciting to kind of see it going and getting within a few weeks here, been able to get it open. So it's just been a great turnaround, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Do they have a timeline as to when they think it might be open for the public?
Well, not yet. We don't want to put ourselves in that kind of a bind. We've got still electrical work to do, and the pool company's coming in to help us with a few things, make some adjustments and do some things once all that other work is completed. And so we believe a lot of that will start next week. Then when you get it filled with water, it has to reach the right temperature before the health department will let us open. But our goal would be to get it open here sometime later in June.
Okay, and so you're hoping that these repairs will kind of make it last for a few more years at least?
I think we can probably get at least 4 or 5 years out of it, and then we'll have a plan in place of what the replacement's going to be.
That was my next question.
It buys us time.
Yeah, is there a plan already in place, or have you started that plan yet?
No, we've just got some ideas, and so it'll be a very detailed planning process. We'll have public meetings, we'll have a consultant that will help us design whatever it is that we're going to do based on that input, and then, and then obviously it'll have to be a budget attached to it, so we'll need to raise some funds and put that, how we're going to pay for it together.
And the idea is maybe to hopefully have a new pool one day?
Yeah, it'll be, we want a zero entry pool, have some other, features to go along with it, similar to a lot of these other projects we've seen all across the state.
Gotcha, okay. Another topic we want to talk about, people have been talking about the, rate increase or sewer fee. Let's talk about that a little bit. There's basically 2 options here and you have to do one of them.
We do, and that, I keep saying this, but sometimes I think people just don't quite understand that it's not something we just want to do. It's just, just for the sake of let's do some more projects. It's because it's federally mandated that we have to do additional improvements to our system, our collection system and our treatment system. The plant's finished, but now we have a lot of other infrastructure components to do, like the lift station. Huge project, and people don't even see it. You don't know where it's at, but it feeds all of the things that come through the sewer line down to the sewer plant. And it's very, very old. It's as old as the plant was, and it needs to be replaced. There's a variety of things we need to do. About another $100 million worth of expenses we're going to have over the next 15 years. Well, you have to pay for that through sewer rate increases. The feds tell us that our sewer bills ought to be $55 a month in Terre Haute. That's what they believe we should be spending on this.
And that's a lot.
And our average bill is about $41.85. So we're not even close to that. We don't need to get to $55 a month. A lot of people are paying the minimum, which is $23 a month. Our bills are still very, very reasonable. They just see them going up, and I understand that. This will be the last thing that we'll have to do, though. We believe the stormwater fee is better than another sewer rate increase because it's less burden on the residential, on homes. And so we'll explain that in much more detail. But it's a very good way for us to then have a fund to pay for stormwater related projects only. Now we have to pay for those out of the sewer bill.
And as we talked about before earlier, this fee is actually going to be in a roundabout way cheaper for the homes, but maybe it'll be more towards the businesses.
Right.
So the homeowners are going to save more.
Exactly. The more roof you have, the more parking lot you have that collects the water and then sends it to our system to be dealt with, you'll pay more than a smaller, home
Businesses
on a small
versus
lot.
homes.
Yeah, and many communities have done this all across the state, and they've done that on purpose just because of that. It's really a less of a burden on the homeowner.
Okay, well, we're continuing to follow that story. I know people want to stay updated on it. And really quickly, we'll mention that that this weekend, tomorrow, is the last day for the festival.
Yep, down at Fairbanks Park. Attendance has been great. The weather's been great. It's just been a fun time down at Fairbanks Park, and we've had a tremendous amount of traffic down there, which is good. That's what we're trying to do, is get people to use Fairbanks Park, and a successful festival has just been a very positive thing for the community.
Well, good. We're always happy to see that. And of course, thanks always for stopping by.
Great to be here.
All right.